Draw the curtains, dim the lights, let's start the show. Another week of Upland news, let's fucking go. Every day in Upland there's a stream for you. Different types of players and their points of view. Saturdays are for the Clue Crew, and we've got a lot to chew through, keeping tabs on all we can and sticking it to the man.
I'm not your lawyer, your banker, or your mother. Do your own research and make your own damn decisions. Welcome to the Clue Crew, where each week we discuss the various news, facts, and rumors. We're putting our heads together to solve the mystery that is Upland. I'm Scooby, and with me again is Cernus. How are you on this fantastic Valentine's Day, Cernus?
Feeling all the love. The love of the metaverse.
That's right. That's one thing that we're going to touch on a little bit tonight is what does Valentine's Day mean in the metaverse? I think it's a topic worth broaching. And frankly, it is Valentine's Day, so I wonder if anybody will show up to watch, or is everybody too lost in their own romantic getaways? We at our house, we did ours yesterday. It was Friday the 13th. So I took first of all, took that off of work. I generally, if I can, I try to take Friday the 13th off of work. If you've ever seen The Office, I'm just like Michael Scott. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. A little stitious.
Just enough to be on the safe side. Yeah.
Look, I've had some bad experiences with Friday the 13th, and I don't fuck with it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
When I have the option to not fuck with it, I don't. I stay home. And generally, I you know what? I think it works out for the better. So took
You
that
also
off.
check if there's a full moon outside on Friday the 13th.
Well, now see, I like full moons, but I
Okay.
do completely admit. I'm telling you right now, though, I've noticed it more. The first half of my life, I had dogs. Second half of my life, I've had cats. I've noticed
Okay.
more of a correlation between the full moon and cats than I noticed between the full moon and dogs. Now, that's just my own personal, subjective experience, but it is what it is. But I like
Well,
full moons. I'm a
if
big
you
fan of
want
the
to
moon.
go full fledged, you go full moon, Friday the 13th, and Black Cat.
Right. I like the moon in general though. But yeah, so we did Valentine's Day for Friday the 13th. Smushed them together. That's what we did.
McKinnon. Oh, we already have a couple folks in here. Mitchell McKinnon saying, "Wake up Friday the 13th and instantly call it a day."
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. It's yep. And there have been days where I didn't like there've been well, I said days. There've been years where
Yeah.
I didn't realize ahead of time that it was Friday the 13th, and I just and had been on edge the whole day because well, sometimes bad things happen, sometimes they don't, but yeah.
Yeah. You never know.
But then it's like this year, like I had that fall a couple weeks ago, and it turned out that I
Mhm.
broke my rib, and that was not on
Mm.
Friday the 13th. So
Okay.
it doesn't have
Knock
to
on
be
wood.
that. Yeah, we now
Yeah.
know does not have to be Friday the 13th. Um, Side note, according to the old nursery rhyme, because it felt like my back, and I may be someone's grandma because of this. I think somebody stepped on a crack, and the fates got
Oh,
confused and they broke my back instead. That's what happened. Yeah. But no,
oh wow.
yeah, apparently I broke my floating rib, which
Mm-hmm.
is a thing. I I didn't know I had a floating rib, and apparently I've broken it. And I'm still a little unclear on how a rib is just floating around not connected to anything. And I'm not sure I want to know how, but the human body is
Maybe
just
it's
a
just like enjoying a swim,
right.
biological swim.
Yeah. I mean, the doctor was like, so yeah, there's a few pieces of your rib in there, but, if it was poking anything, you'd know, or we would have found out a week ago, and so it's just still floating in there. And I'm like, well, you called it a floating rib. That's apparently what it does. So yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm being real careful. Um, and yeah, that's yeah. So if I seem a little out of it, yeah, I'm in a little bit of pain. That's okay though. That's okay. All right. So, what's going on in Upland? What is going on in Upland? We started frost season. Um, we had our first few sets of tasks and whatnot. Where was that? Where was the first? Probably this one. Are you gonna go for all 10 tasks this season?
But based on last season and how difficult it was, I'm also kind of conservatively optimistic, and then optimistically conservative that it's not going to be as the road's going to get harder than it is already. I don't know, something. I feel like there's going to be some task where I don't know. I better not even say what I think they are going to be,
Right.
because Upland's going to hear it on this podcast and make it a task. So
Oh, I wouldn't flatter ourselves to think that Upland's actually listening to us. I don't think we've reached that status yet. And frankly, I'm fine with it. I don't really care. Um, I'm not going for all 10. I'm 5 and done. Oh, really just 4 and done. I got the season pass, which comes with the
oh,
wild,
okay, yeah,
which comes with
that'll
the wild card.
yeah,
So
right.
if you know out the gate that you're not going for all 10, and you get a season
4 is all you need.
pass, yeah, just only do
Right.
4.
Yep. Yep.
So
Hmm.
that's where I am.
Absolutely.
I haven't done any of them
Save your
yet.
efforts for other stuff. Yeah, and effort and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I am kind of kicking myself a little bit because in that I only am planning to do 4. The first 2 tasks were super easy, and because of just shit with work and my back and everything. Well, I say my back, but apparently it's my yeah. It all hurts, and I just missed out on all that, and I meant to start a bunch of constructions and just didn't get around to it. And I can kind of kick myself for that because those are easy tasks.
Sure. The structure ornament is not easy. It seems easy. You just apply it on 10, but then you have to like move them all the boxes around, and then you have to like make sure it's the exact same size as the ones you have in your account. That one took me about
Yep.
an hour to take care of.
Yeah,
So
and that's where okay. So I know I have the ability. Like I have everything I need. I have the structures and the ornaments, but I'm not sure I'm gonna go through the effort on this one either. Um,
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
You want to know the one I'm scared of? Because everybody's gonna hear it if I say it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I'm very curious. What are you worried about?
I'm curious if there's going to be a mission, the task where you have to level up and merge uppies to level up.
Ooh, damn, that would be an expensive task. That'd be a really expensive task, especially if you're coming at this with none. I mean,
Right.
what is the floor on
It
Uppies at the moment? Let's take a look. When I bought, I recently got done getting 3 Uppies secondary because I'm giving away 3 Uppies for the second Spark train for Hong Kong. Um,
okay.
but I realized after last week I merged too many last week. I'm out, so I had to get 3 more in the
Okay.
secondary. And at that time,
Right.
thankfully, I had enough Uppies on hand, but they were going for like 90,000 Uppies minimum,
Right.
and that was days ago. Let's see where they are now. Oh shit! I always forget to do sort. Really though, sort by minimum price. That should be the fucking default. Who?
And it should actually work. I can't seem to figure out how to really. You get like a lot of empty lines if unless I'm doing it wrong.
I don't know. The way I found to make it work is you have to first of all make sure you select for sale in Upix or USD. I guess you're doing that, but whichever. I have found whichever you select, you have to fill in both of these. You can't just put in the
Oh.
max. It will not assume 0. which is a
Mm,
mistake, but you have to put in
yeah.
the max, or I mean the minimum. You have to put in something.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then, but that's not enough because you still have to change sort by, and that's what I'm saying. Like I understand there are I've used this. There are plenty of use case scenarios where you are looking for the lowest mint, or you
Sure.
are going by alphabetical and stuff. But in general, if you're going through this type of sorting shit, are you not looking for the cheapest option? Just usually that should be
Right.
default.
Right.
Fuck, 131,000. The floor is up 40,000 from when I got it. It's, I mean, and climbing. I mean, let's see what it is. Let's see what the USD is. Now, let's speculate first, because that is the name of the game in Upland. If 131,000 is the floor in Upix, what do you think the dollar floor is for an Uppy?
Probably it's not quite the same ratio because there's high demand. My guess is it's probably like 100, 125.
You think it's near like real parity? All right.
Well,
I'm
I'm more used to like 5 or 6, one to six
right.
now. So I'm saying it's more like a 25%. Maybe it's even
Oh,
higher, 150.
25%. Okay, I thought you were I completely misheard you. I thought you were saying that it was a floor of $125,
Okay.
which would be, I mean, is that what you're saying?
That's what I was saying.
A
Yeah,
hun-
if you're saying 400K Upix, then or
No,
so, then I'm
no, not 400K epics. It's
okay.
131.
Oh, 131K.
One
I
three
misheard you.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew there was some sort of disconnect here. Yeah, 131,000.
In that case, 131, I would say probably like 40, maybe like 40.
All right, all right. That's that. Now that I could see. I'm seeing Mitchell McKinnon here says he just sold one. Now his he sold was a level 2, and he sold it for 33.40. Now he put a comma between the 3 and the 4, which leads me to think that he's European. I don't know why, but they switch around their commas and and their period points when it comes to math. Just one more. It's just one more way to keep us Americans on our toes. $20.
20.
Yeah,
Hmm. Seems like
1999.
USD is not bad. Hmm.
Um, and it's a pretty decent floor too. It's there, we got one for 1999, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 21 even. Mitchell says no, I'm walking. Oh! Wow, shit! That took me. That's the amount. I get it. I see what you did there. It took me a few seconds, but I saw what you did there. Australian. Right. Okay. All right. My bad. Not European. Although I do recall a certain episode of House MD where he tells an Australian that they are in fact European. Actually, no, he says they are British because they put the Queen on their money. I always found that funny. But then I actually don't know if that's true. So, because also, complete side note, if you don't know, House himself, not American. Hugh Laurie is actually I'm not sure what he is. He's either British or Australian. Now, damn. Is that the joke? Is the joke that he's Australian and he's making that? All right, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I'm thinking too much about this. But yeah, and then 23. So yeah, about $20 floor, 131,000 upix. So
Can you imagine this being a task? You merge all of these,
well,
merge
oh
two of
right,
them. I mean,
yeah, you're gonna have to keep me on
that's the
track
whole point.
tonight. Yeah, you're gonna have to. But you're right. Yeah. So that be. I mean, if you're going upix, that's a 250,000 upix venture, or at least
Right.
a $40 to $45 USD venture.
Right. Yeah.
That
But
said,
because we're in uppy excitement mode right now, I can actually foresee this being a task. So we'll find out if it becomes a task, then we'll know that Upland has been watching our show, so we shall see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I did the math wrong. Ah, fuck it. I'm not trying to figure that out. Oh no, I just got the decimal point wrong. That's a 6.5. It's a 1 to 6.5 from $20 to 131,000 upics. So that's actually even worse than we've been seeing.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck. Or if I mean, because this is something that is important, I think, to note when you're talking about these types of currency evaluations and cross like things. If you personally think that Upix will come back into value, then it's a steal to buy it in USD.
Right.
The same,
Yeah.
so I don't think that, but perhaps there is somebody out there that is an Upix apologist and they really want to run with that argument. They're welcome to it.
Right.
It's there.
Right.
But yeah, good luck, baby Uppies. I hope you get to grow up one day. If they make that a task, man. And that's where, but like, what if they did tiered tasks? What if you could do a super task that was like worth 5 tasks?
I would love that.
That
To
I could see.
then it might be more. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If I could get my guaranteed 5 by spending $40, I'm not saying I'd do it, but I would see the value in it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
All right. That's my.
we
All
shall
right.
see.
I want to stop now in case I forget to later. I'm gonna start the Nickelodeon game. I can't really say it like that. Fuck. We got SpongeBob, Plankton, but like robot Plankton, and then we got uh Angry Beavers. Hold on. Get back up here. I didn't. No, I didn't pick you. I picked Ren and Stimpy, and I'm not the player. Alright, there we go. Alright. Anyway, this is what it is. We got Ren and Stimpy, the Angry Beavers, Reptar, and Mecha Plankton. Basically, we got tag teams versus giants. Is the idea there. So make your pick. Make it now. And put it in the live chat. Oh, excuse me. If you pick the winner, you will get 100 Sparklet, which I have much more faith in the value of versus Upix. Because while we have seen Upix go from 1 to 3 to 1 to 4 to 1 to 5 to now apparently a 1 to 6, Sparklet's been holding strong at 2 cents, give or take, for months and months. So, just saying. 100 Sparklet. Make your pick. Here we go. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's. Well, I say here we go, but no, that's not what. Scuba Steve, damn you. One second. Technical difficulties and whatnot. Here we go. No. Yes. Right. I don't. Sometimes it does this. It's finicky. I don't fucking know. There we go. Well, you all should have plenty of fucking time to pick a fighter. Alright, put the controller down. And moving right along. Now, this frost season, I'm also not as engaged because, like last frost season were the ice dragons, and they were going all in on like the Dungeons and Dragons aesthetic of it all, and it was all dragony. It was really cool. I liked it. I mean, I get it. It's the Winter Olympics. I like the Olympics. The Olympics are fun. I don't really care for the Olympics being tied into seasonal passes and uppies. That's not grabbing me. No.
We don't have any real connection to the Olympics otherwise. It's not like if there's no in-game. You would think for Olympics, it's kind of like FIFA. If you're gonna include it, you're gonna have to have some more real activation with it too, not just okay. It's the theme for the block explorers or decorations. It's got to be something more eventful.
Yeah. And I mean they don't have. Yeah, I don't think they have a partnership or anything with them. They've done stuff with it with the last one with the Summer Olympics, but like again, nothing like what they've done with some of the bigger partnerships they've done with. Which again, there also hasn't been a big scandal resulting from them doing block explorers at the Olympics. So I guess don't mess with it isn't broken. I don't know. But yeah, so that's another reason for me that I'm like, whatever. I don't. Is there anything? Yeah, like the completionist block explorers, the medal. Yeah, okay. Fusion pass. Some of the block explorers of the Olympics are kind of cool, I guess, but I will say for once, I actually do like the aesthetic of the rare versions. The gold version of the skateboards, skates, skis, and whatnot. I like that. I think that's nice. It pops. I didn't get any of them, but then there's more prizes. Torch is kind of cool. Eh, whatever. Was that? Oh, we got new police vehicles. We should. Actually, hold on. January 20. Do what?
Construction.
Construction hub. Where's that? No, we looked at that. We looked at that. We want. We did the Hold on. I need to.
Construction vehicles was like two days ago.
Yeah, but I'm. 7, 14, 31. All right.
We've had a lot of car sales. I'll say that though.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of some of the
There we go.
more um,
No, no,
the
no.
feedback that's been swirling around is you know a lot of players put their service vehicles on their properties and did not see a boost in
Yeah.
their scores. But the problem is that there may be still an improvement algorithmically somewhere, but if we can't identify that and it doesn't like quantify that, when you're spending 100, 150, $200 on cars or trucks or buses, that's
Yeah.
going to be a problem for Upland long term to keep so much hidden algorithmically while still expecting so much from players to. So that's the tension I'm saying right now.
I just realized I apparently didn't set a good time limit or something for that, so we're gonna do best like 5 out of 7 or whatever for the game. Oh man, sorry, and I missed a little bit of what you said there.
Oh, I was just basically saying that um, the sales. There's been a lot of sales of cars, and
That's
the
right.
the and the problem too is uh, a lot of the service vehicles that have come out. They've rolled out the utility to where you get like a boost on your
Mm-hmm.
property with a service structure, but a lot of people haven't actually seen that boost really boost them in actuality. So
Really?
algorithmically, it's happening on the back end, but if we can't really quantify it as players, how do we justify spending
Yeah.
$100, $200 on a service vehicle that we can't see what the algorithm is doing? So that's going to be a tension point for Upland.
No shit.
If
That's kind of that's a little bit new to me in the sense of all right, so last time most recent I'm aware of is I did see that article or announcement or whatever that like it was live, like you put your service
yeah,
vehicle there and you get the boost. I've
exactly,
got some. I probably even have one that I could put with the corresponding structure. I just haven't done it yet. I didn't look into it.
sure.
I didn't know that
Hmm.
people weren't even able to notice them. Yeah, that needs to be immediately noticeable. If it's not immediately noticeable from the
It's subtle,
scored
yeah,
numbered
right.
perspective, then there
Hmm.
needs to be some sort of visual representation at the very least. Look, we're humans. At the end of the day, we like shiny things. It's why gold is the gold
Right,
standard. We look at it and we go, "Ooh, shiny and rare." Well, that's all the better. So, like, if you're gonna have
right,
the cars boost the score, but us not be able to like really see it, then
right.
you gotta make the property glow when the car's there. Something so that I can go, oh, there it is. Yeah, I definitely did the thing then. Go me.
Or at least isolate what the boost is right on that property. Like at least
Mm-hmm.
tell us what that property is
Hmm.
boosting with that. Like
Eh,
quantify something for me.
yeah, all right. No jokes. Being straight here.
Hmm.
What I would like to see is you put the vehicle. Let's say the ambulance. Let's just use the ambulance for a medical
Hospital.
facility.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Well, I mean,
Hmm.
really any of them because that's the whole point. Is they're all so
Yeah.
relevant. But
Hmm.
um, once the ambulance is there, you should
Hmm.
see a translucent tube going from the ambulance to the structure and then surrounding the structure. And there should be just like a pulsating arrow thing being like whoosh, 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 whoosh. Get it? You're powering up the structure. Whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Oh, okay. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I like that idea.
But if there's no visual representation and it's not
No,
immediately noticeable from the numbers, then yeah, that
no.
$200 price tag is hard to justify. Really
Yeah,
hard. Ugh.
right. Hmm.
I still want a taxi though. I'm not gonna lie, I still want a taxi. Missed the first sale, but if there's one thing that Upland has shown me, there will be another. I'm keeping hope alive.
And there has been a lot of talk about there's the shipyard structure and the car rental structures that came out
Yep,
recently.
yep.
So there's been some rumors about boats again, and some people thinking that we're going to have car renting of some sort, whatever that means. So
Car renting is a cool idea. Um, I don't, whatever. Boats.
right,
I, li- I would like a boat. I would very much like a boat. Yes, yes, yes.
sure.
But yeah,
Hopefully, though, if you're going boating uh, across the ocean, they give you some things you can still do in Upland while your block explorer is occupied and you can't participate, supposedly. You
mm-hmm.
need like one of the telepathic buttons that you can go wherever you want still while you're technically still on the boat.
Right. Oh, but I mean, I don't. As much as I do want boats, and as cool as that would be, I also have to wonder, like, do I want that before I want? I don't even have a plane, but people do, and I kind of feel like the planes should fly before I get my boat. It just it feels fair.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with you.
But
While we're at it, let's get the trailers for the semis too.
no, the trailers stay gone. We've talked about this. The trailers, it's been too long. The statute of limitations has run out. It's locked in. It's part of the Upland culture now. It's part of the history in Upland. Semis don't. The trailers are invisible. Has all the
Like
functionality.
London 4 too is
Hmm.
long gone.
London 4 was London Pie, and we ate it. All right, it's gone. Give it up. All right. Stop trying to make London
Oh.
4 happen. It's not going to happen.
Speaking of which, do you think? What are your thoughts on all these evolutions? Do you think it's? I mean, are we ever going to have an expansion again? A real expansion?
Well,
Do you like it like this?
um, I dislike the term evolution because I feel it's a bit of a misnomer. Evolution is a very grand term. It implies a very significant, not just change, but upgrade. And while I do not mean to completely shit on these releases, they are by design trickle downs. They're trickles. That's their whole point. And in my personal view, that's like antithetical to what I think of when I think of a city evolution. So I think extension would have been a better word. They're just a little extension, you know, just
Yeah.
a little smidge, an extra neighborhood here, there.
And it's not a full expansion, but you're
Right,
extending it. Just it
right.
makes more
So
sense. Yeah.
yeah, so my biggest problem is the name. Um, as for I don't know, it would be. It's so different than the way they used to do it, and they have changed the way they have done city releases several times over the years. So I guess my real aside from the name, my real issue with these city evolutions is that they have become the de facto way of expanding a new city as opposed to just one of the ways. That I don't like.
Okay. I'm
I,
with you there.
I'm not saying that I like even have an idea of how this should be decided, if it should be a randomized thing or if it should be decided on the tier of the city or whatever. But I think that going into a city release, I think that Upland should variate between the different types of their releases. There should be vanilla releases, there should be standard releases, there should be waves, like with Oakland, where it was wave one, then wave two. There should be a like they've done now, where they just release them parts at a time and then do these little evolutions. But they're not doing that.
I like it too, where it's like a surprise. Like you don't even know if there's really going to be a release.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Bermuda,
Like with a
nobody
surprise.
even knew if it was going to be real or not. I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Kept
No.
everybody on their toes.
Exactly. Exactly. Hell, you could have a lot of fun with it, where you don't even, where you just tell us that there's a city coming out, and you don't tell us what type of release it's gonna be.
Right.
But hell, oh, I'd love to see a release like Bermuda again. Like, oh shit, it's real. I'd love to see that.
Or
Atlantis,
it's a
prove
stealth.
me.
It's a stealth release. You get to go anywhere in the whole world. You can send your block explorer anywhere, even outside of the regular upland map. If you're lucky, it'll all. You know what time it will start.
Hmm.
If you're lucky, it'll literally be where you are. If you're not
Mhm.
lucky,
Mhm.
hopefully you're close.
Although
And then anyway.
I don't know, man. You hit me with the idea of a stealth release. I love the idea of just you're floating, and then you're able to mint a property in Fiji.
Right. Just randomly. Yeah. If
Click.
you never
300,000 Uppies? I'll fucking find it. Click. I mean, shit, right?
Yeah.
How fun would that be?
Pioneer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll say it till I leave this place. Atlantis. Come on, Upland, prove me wrong. Give me Atlantis. Give me that under the sea beauty. Anyway, so we're getting more racing. Did you get one of these racing passes?
I am, and I am actually on a racing team.
Oh no shit, you're actually doing like the racing part.
Yeah, I'm doing the whole enchilada. I'm uh, not that good at racing, but I'm learning a lot. So, but yeah, it's quite structured. There's a lot to it, and
So I've heard.
the racing is not as simple as it looks. It's not just going to. I mean, there's a lot of technical details on when to do certain things. So, yeah, but quite a lot of rewards too, so it can be
Mm.
worthwhile for those interested.
Yeah, the reward pool for these racing competitions, from what I've gathered, the few times I've checked in, they're fucking insane. They're awesome. I get why people are putting in the time and the effort. And
Mhm.
the one thing I hear more than anything else from people that have tried is exactly that. That, huh? There's a lot more to this. And now I don't race, so I'm just sitting there going, yeah, sure, I guess, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that's what I hear.
Mhm.
Now, so I'm not doing the racing, but I did get a pass. Yep, Frost 26 racing pass. It's an actual pass, so I was able to get it, so I got it.
And what do you do with it if you're not racing though?
Not a goddamn thing. I'm just keeping it. It's in my little
Part of your
collection there.
collector stuff? Yeah.
No, hey, look. I had this idea fucking years ago, like when we first got legits and shit, back when we thought that we were actually going to get in-house experiences. Again, Upland, prove me wrong. Eh? Eh? Please? Please prove me wrong. Give me these goddamn things. But I had this idea that the legits themselves they look very much like wall posters, and there's functionally nothing stopping them from being that. So I like the idea of lining the hallways with just passes alone, city passes, racing passes, and whatnot. The same way that people will line their hallways with like framed football jerseys.
Okay. I see.
I mean,
We
is
shall
that it?
see.
Is it ever exactly? Is that ever going to actually be able in any way feasible? I have no idea. Probably not. But uh, oh well.
You got your vision.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
important part. You got your
And
focus.
most of this is an Uppies sale anyway.
Right.
What else am I sinking Uppies into?
Mitchell McKinnon saying racing will be great when they fix too many glitches. You know, there are glitches, but I'll say this: there are glitches. There still are glitches, but I've seen that they've done a lot to fix those glitches. This isn't one where we're dealing with the glitch from yesteryear. It keeps getting better and better. So I'll say that about the product. It's evolved. It's the real word evolved here. It's evolved more forwardly than some of the other things out there. So kudos to racing on that.
That I mean now I don't know shit about glitches or any bugs like whether or not they're being addressed. I take your word for that. But I do know that I have definitely seen that racing as one of the like not mechanics but like one of the actual activities like within the game. Upland has definitely shown more attention to and more consistent attention to over the last few years. Um, I mean, as opposed to take your fucking pick, as opposed
Right.
to the Sparklet Wars, as opposed to, I mean, I guess I can't say like certain things like Construction Hub because we got an update on that, but there's a lot that they have started up with, and then like we had that concert with that Brazilian chick, sort of. I don't know what the fuck that was about. Um,
I have one of those legits. I forget her name.
I love the idea of an in Upland concert. When I first heard about it, I was like, a Brazilian Madonna threw a concert in Upland. Somebody catch me on the
All
next
I
one.
remember is her name sounds like Luigi or something. Luigi or
Luigi
something.
Mangione, it, yeah, I was like, yeah, I would look forward to the next one, but that
Yeah.
no, uh, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
Store's getting an update. That's pretty fucking cool.
Hmm.
Have you looked at the mock-ups they have for this?
I did. Is it mostly aesthetic though? I didn't quite read in detail.
I mean,
Or is
it
it pretty
is
functional?
it's aesthetic in that Yeah, I guess really it is just aesthetic, but this is an area where it's a quality of, in my opinion, it's aesthetic, but it's a quality of life improvement in terms of UI adjustment. Like it's fewer buttons, better menus type of thing.
Okay. Okay.
Cause that's
Well,
because
I'm
they
looking forward to anything that makes it more user friendly for sure.
at least that's the way I had read it.
Hmm.
But now you're making me wonder. I don't know. All right. Well, the actual UI, I guess we'll have to just see when it comes out because it shows it now as it literally is just like shuffling the buttons around, um, and it looks like it's more of a scrolling up and down by section. It looks like it's more in line with what your block explorer is like when you're scrolling up and down that whole thing as it goes from your home address to how much proton balance you have to your net worth to your Sparklet balance. It
Okay.
looks like that as opposed to the more what we have now where you have three vertical sections, Uppies, extra specials. So I don't know if the actual UI will be as good as they're touting. I hope so. Um,
Yeah.
but that's only half of it. The other half is they are going to be. Um, are they retiring the residential structures, or are they just going to make them to where they have to be purchased?
That's a new one.
Did you? Yeah, it's part of the article. Over the next few weeks, the following standard residential structures will move into the Upland store they'll be permanent blueprints available for purchase with Uppies or USD. These are part of what we're calling standard blueprints. These are the essential structures that will remain available in the store at all times. So yeah, but we're gonna get to all get them for like one Uppies. They're gonna do one of them deals for us. Yep.
So does that mean I'll have to buy one of these blueprints if I want to just build an apartment
Yeah.
going forward?
Yeah. If you want to build a standard apartment going forward, then you're gonna need to spend one Uppies to buy the apartment
Okay.
building. That's only yeah. They're
But
all
if I don't buy all of these different ones that we already have, I need to now get ready to open up my wallet to do what I normally did before without issue.
yes. Well,
Meaning, yeah.
I'm
So
not
like
sure. Hold on.
I'll
Hold
have to
on.
buy the apartment, the ranch house, the small town house, the small town house two, the micro house. All of those I have to. I'm not going to be able to buy
Well,
all of them with one up.
no.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. No. So it's saying all of the standard residential structures that we have right now. So yeah, the townhouse, the apartment, the small townhouse. It looks like
Uh-huh.
all of those.
Oh, you get all of those for one Upex?
Oh. No, I see what you're saying. So all in all, you're probably
Okay.
going to be spending like 30 to 50 Upix. Yeah, I guess. I have no idea.
Okay.
But what I do find interesting, what I like though, is that after they move into the store and they're going to be bought in the future by uplanders that like at full price, you know, it
Mm-hmm.
does say they'll be available for purchase with Upix or USD.
Okay.
So this is going to be another permanent small but permanent sync for Upix, and I'm just going to take any chance I can to applaud a sync for Upix. We got to get rid of it. We got to drain it from the game. And I know nobody wants to cut their earnings. Like I get that. I don't want to cut my earnings either. You know what I'm saying? But like if Upland doesn't cut the earnings, then we have to there has to be something else or many little something else's to sink the Upix into. Because it's not sustainable. The fucking USD to Upix ratio is only going in one direction. It's just how economics works.
Or we get a lot more new players.
Sure, you're right. You change the scale, bring in a bunch of new players, have another blitz like we had with what was it, Queens. It's been so long since that I'm just not hopeful for it. I'd love it. That'd be fucking great. In any event,
I would like to breaking news on that point though. Um, there have been at least 4 big OGs who have shown up. Did you know about this in the past couple of weeks?
all right.
Abdullah is back.
I knew that one.
Okay. Loyal Doyle is back.
Yeah, Abdul's the only one I knew.
Yeah. Okay. And Loyal Doyle.
All right.
Octavius
Okay.
is back.
All right.
And Lord Vanilla.
No shit. Back. Lord Vanilla's back?
Yeah. He was on Discord the other day asking about different things with some of the new features. So yeah, all 4 of them are back in like the last.
Well, fuck, son of a bitch. I mean, obviously, I've never met Abdullah. None of us have. We're not sure that he's real. And I don't know that I really know Loyal Doyle. But like, I'm pretty sure I've talked to Lord Vanilla. Right on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's a good sign, at least.
Yeah, no, that is a good sign.
However, for the Epic sync, Abdullah has like almost 1 billion Epics to spend, so that could be a thing.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't he bought a couple of terminals for Uppies recently?
Yeah, but he still has like over 500 million remaining.
Well, right, but the point I'm making is that him making Uppies purchases of terminals is in itself supportive of what I'm saying about an Uppies sync. Even the biggest person is like, well, what can I just throw my Uppies at? Like, we need more things, more. Because people will because it's because of the earnings, it's so much has been built up. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not saying anything new. We all know this. Let's see. Yada yada.
The players in the chat, do we need to give them? Do they need to put like a pound sign or a hashtag or anything?
No.
Okay.
What I do is I try and do this before the day of the next podcast, but that doesn't always work out. But at some point within the next 2 weeks, I will go back and I will scroll through this video at like literally just like 3 different points, because all I need to see is at the end well, normally this is what I would do. In this case, I'm going to have to actually figure out the best of 7 type of thing. But the idea is figure out the winner character-wise, and then I just scroll through the chat and see if anybody picked that character. We don't like the chat's not popping that much. Like it takes 5 minutes. It's not hard. And it's a lot easier and less time consuming on the front end for me to say, all right, just tab it in, deal with it later. Also, sometimes there are no winners. Last time Danny Phantom won, no one picked Danny Phantom.
Open the 3 doors. Which one?
Right. I would say I don't make the rules, but I do in fact make the rules. So tough shit.
Right.
Now, Cernus, you are definitely gonna want to collect the full set of these standard residential blueprints if you are into badges, because you're gonna get a badge for it. Yeah, the early adopter badge.
Yeah.
Which right on. I like a badge.
Early adopter badge. Does that mean we're back in beta?
Yeah, I wondered that too. I'm like, early adopter? Are you fucking kidding? Don't I already? Hold on, wait a minute.
Now, or are we scaling back?
Wait a minute. Don't I already have a badge that's kind of like that?
Oh boy. There was a pioneer badge of some sort, I believe.
Yeah, Builder, making distinction in this player's contribution to the growth and support of Upland's community. All right, not quite early adopter, but
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Anyway,
I'll be getting that for sure.
oh yeah, it's cool. And now that said, just little side note here, but when are we gonna get the new like UI update for badges? Cause it's supposed to be improved. There's supposed to be some sort of like we get to choose which ones are featured type of thing.
Haven't heard anything on that front.
No, yeah, like when I say we're
Yeah,
supposed to, I'm talking sometime like
Oracle.
a year ago they said this, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find. But yeah, no, at some point we were supposed to get something where we could like choose which badges were featured because of how cluttered it's getting. I mean, I don't have
Yeah.
that many but that many badges compared to some, and it's already now thankfully they do hang out outside of my little mostly outside of my
Yeah.
little
Same
sphere
here.
here. So my beautiful block explorer isn't too.
My snake is looking like it's very hairy.
Alright, what else we got? To expect going forward. Yada yada, more control, random words in bold. Nothing committal. Alright. We've been getting some new service structures. What we get this? I mean, I've got them all. The small farmers market, police detention center. Which is it? So is this not a jail? It looks like a jail. It acts like a jail. It sounds like a jail.
So,
Yeah.
does a detention center really attract uppies?
Well,
Is
no,
that,
no.
does it create influence? Does having a jail create influence? Think
So,
about it.
okay, I'm glad you asked that because I'm going to say one thing and then I'm going to actually immediately counter it. Try not to get whiplash. So, you have their actual verbiage here. Not every uppie plays by the rules. The police detention center is where those who step out of line end up, adding a touch of law, order, and intrigue to your city. Side note, intrigue? Really? Upland? When I think of a police detention center popping up in my city, I don't immediately like intriguing. No, no, I'm not intrigued. I have a very defined opinion, and it is not. Anyway,
Maybe in a detention center, but I will say there are times I kind of poke into Alcatraz, the on the map, and it's kind of fun to see which
yeah,
block explorers pop up. So that part's a little intriguing.
I guess
But
it's a bold. Their next sentence, it's a bold structure that gives your neighborhood character while hinting at the stories within. Is it like, motherfucker? This isn't the Shawshank Redemption,
but it's just a detention
or
center.
is it? Is it meant to like I? Yeah, so I don't know. They really. I
I
don't
think
know.
of detention center, I think more like timeout than I think of like
Yeah.
a crime.
Anyway,
I don't know.
the point I'm making though is I think because it's a public service and it gives 12 service units, so I think the idea
Mhm.
is that the jail is going to increase the public's faith in the security of their like safety of the city with the police and everything. Um, but what almost always happens, and that's what I was saying, kind of whiplash. That's what you think, and so city officials are like, "Hey, we're gonna build a jail here. Won't that make you feel safe and secure?" And every single resident goes, "No. What if a prisoner breaks out?" Because they're gonna come
Right.
for you first. I George Carlin really had the best bit for that. What do you think they're gonna do? Hang around? No, they're getting the fuck out of Dodge. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think it would be, and this is where I think they need to have a little bit more granularity and multifaceted values assigned to these. So like as a this should like increase the level of safety and security that Uppies feel, but like decrease the area that they want to actually move in and live. Because like that's what would happen in real life, you know. So like it should do both. We should see service structures that, because of the nature of them, increase one thing but decrease another.
Sure. Excellent. I'm just, I asked my friend ChatGPT, do having more jails in the city tend to improve community perception of a city being safe? ChatGPT answers no. Simply having more jails in a city does not reliably improve community perception of safety. It goes on and on about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, ChatGPT grew up in Harlem, so it knows what it's talking about.
No kidding. No
Uh,
kidding.
anyway, then we got a bank. Well, actually, we got the bank headquarters. Uh,
Bank headquarters and detention center released on the same outing. Kind of an interesting one.
it it does kind of feel like they're about to release Gotham, doesn't it?
Like, or some kind of mafia. I don't know. Something.
We've already got. Oh shit! Though Sicily. Maybe we'll get Sicily. I'm thinking we already got New York for The Godfather and whatnot. Hmm?
Scarface or something.
Well, Scarface is Miami.
Okay, so
Yep.
we're good there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scarface. That's a good one. I mean, they're all good, except for Godfather Part 3. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, what are you gonna do? First one,
So
the,
the
the
third is never
first
a
two are
good
great.
sequel. Yeah.
All right. All right, let's see what else. Then we got school buses.
Mhm. I
Um.
was lucky to get a full-size school bus,
Oh, nice,
and
nice.
I'm having the most difficulty selling it for anything rational.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Interestingly.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Um. I didn't get a school bus. I'm not really interested in the school bus all that much. It's cool. Like, and I wouldn't like turn my nose up at it. But like the taxi is the next one I want to get, as I've said before. And I will say I'm a little bit like I kind of the regular. All right, so the full school bus, yeah, that's a school bus. The school bus mini, I'll give you. That last one's a fucking van. There's no bus element to the Series V school bus. That is a school van. I
Or
will
like
give
to carry one or two people, kind of thing. Yeah.
I'll give Upland a lot of leeway with their words, but you gotta draw a line somewhere. That is not a fucking bus. I'm sorry. But it was cool. It's cool that we got the school buses. We've already gotten multiple schools. And now that we have ostensibly have uh the the service points enhancers from the vehicles working, this is something you can put on any school lot. Right? Yeah. I still say there needs to be some sort of visual element, but maybe that'll
I love
come.
the idea of energizing that
Yeah.
property.
And you could even change. You could use different colors for it based on what it is. Like the ambulance one
Right.
could be like red and white. The school one could be
Mhm.
yellow. Police could be
Right.
blue or black like their hearts. It could be
Kind
it
of
could be
like, when
anything.
you're actually driving in a city and you see like the H, and that means hospital.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
or you have like red to indicate, with the cross.
yeah,
That's the hospitals. Do all that around the map. When I open up the map, I want to see. Okay, oh, there's a hospital over there. There's the police over here. I should be able to see that visually right on the map without having to click on buttons and hope a city has this or that. So
100%. I agree. All right. Then we had another city evolution. Nashville.
and then we had Arlington today.
Oh, that's today. Whatever. Um, I haven't been going really for any of the evolutions.
That's
Occasionally
why
I'll.
I asked if anybody really. Chat, how are you all liking the evolutions? You guys doing it more than we are?
Yeah, like is it something? Do you have a city that like you're waiting for that one? You're waiting for Paris to get that evolution
I can
or
tell you for sure, no one is going to cry if Manhattan is coming for 15,000 epics for any Manhattan property. So anybody's going to be happy there if that happens.
is Manhattan not 100% released?
However, remember, Upland found a way to have hidden gems in Manhattan just a year or two ago.
That's true. That's true. And so you could have it. So
You
you're
can find a
talking.
way somewhere in the ocean
Well,
and the waterways and
I was gonna say, so you're talking. So I'm saying like I don't like Manhattan can't be expanded in terms of neighborhoods though, right?
yeah. Well, but the thing is some of these they've started to change the way the evolutions work, where they said we're just going to release, like 400, 500 properties across so many neighborhoods. Some of them just ones that we already have and stuff like
Right,
that.
right, right,
So
right. That's
yeah, so they could just do that again, kind of thing.
that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I got you.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
that I don't know. Yeah, Mitchell
Don't even
doesn't even wait up
wait.
for the sale. Yeah, right. Fair enough, man. Oh
I registered for Arlington, and then I cared so much for it that when the sale happened, I forgot that it happened until somebody told me it was all sold out. So that's my experience today.
fair enough. So, life phase numero 20 is coming.
Minus any totem so far.
Yeah, not hearing shit about totems, not hearing shit about Sparklet Wars.
Yeah, well, and the funny thing is that totems are at like a record high floor right now. They're like at
Because of the
$40,
seeds.
$40 a totem at the minimum, which is pretty much almost the same price that they were when they first started. So they're practically fully depreciated, but we have enough players who I don't know if they've been going to the bars before they buy or what, but somehow accepting $40 as a floor. I don't get it. So,
I don't know. I don't know. Could,
but yeah, and Sparklet Wars too. That's the other one. Um, yeah.
but with totems though, like we know it's not done. It's
Right.
it's about the only thing that we do know.
We got a clue.
I,
Time for the
I'm not even
magnifying
reaching for
glass.
my magnifying glass this week, but yes, the only
Yeah.
clue we have is that
Right.
totems are not done. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
We
But
have
then
one breath of life left, or two, maybe.
right, right.
I think it's
But
one or
then
two.
again, you could say the same about Sparklet Wars. The only thing we know
Right.
is that they say it's gonna come back, and again, I'm waiting. I'm trying to be patient, but I swear to fuck, if it's another PVE, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm just gonna start calling out red names because like I want factions back. They
I
promised
think.
we'd
Mhm.
get them back. Give them
I
back.
think Upland needs to, for Upland leadership, I think Sparklet Wars would be more interesting if there was actually a probable chance that the players would lose.
Oh
Right
fuck
now,
yeah.
yeah, with it always being that players win, it's more like Upland is like, do we really want to do it? We're just giving more and more and more stuff, but it's not really feeling like a true competition. It's just okay, yep, here we go. Here's more. Here's more. Here's
Yeah.
more. Yield, more yield. Yeah, whatever. So that's why they're probably not as stoked about doing it. I would think if they're always just giving out the marbles with it.
Yeah, no, there definitely needs to be a way for players to lose. Either, I mean, at least as a whole, but I would love if more granularly, if you could somehow, if there was some way to implement a user, not a health bar exactly, but a way for you to be like, well, you're out. I don't know. Maybe they will. We'll see. Um, what do we know about phase 2 uh for life? Uppies love life. Fucking breaking news, everyone. Uppies are not suicidal. I mean,
Good
that's
to know. I didn't
like
know that.
I like. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm glad, but like, what a
Well, to
weird
be
thing to point
fair,
out.
we knew that Uppies love being burned. I'm just saying,
That's true. Well, we got that's
burn has become up, go up.
masochism. Wait, it's up. It's mirroring the real world. There's masochists. I don't know, man. Whatever. But regardless, upbeats are drawn to places that feel cared for and alive, curious about nature, moving towards flowers, apparently. So basically, if you have a bunch of plants on your property, that will boost your resident score, and therefore, a neighborhood that has a bunch of boosted resident scores because of all the plants is going to attract more uppies to that community. So basically, it's saying, yeah, you need to. The fuck? Oh, I
The
thought,
part
thought
that
it was a bug on me.
I get really confused about is okay. This is the part that confuses me. There's got to be a clear delineation for me. Everybody tell me I'm wrong, but when I think of residence score, I'm thinking about residences, people who living there. Attracting residents is an influence aspect. That's influence score. But the way you just worded that is it'll help with your residence score and then it'll attract more uppies into your neighborhood. That's influence. Like
I think you're right.
I, I get confused so much
No,
on.
because of how this is worded after that, the combined care becoming a signal that attracts even more uppies to your community. I
Which is an
I
influence
think
aspect.
you might be right. That might maybe that's a typo. Like that maybe that is supposed to be influence score. But regardless,
No,
it's I don't know, man.
it helps somehow. That's the good news.
Yeah, right. It helps somehow. It's at the end of the day, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be
It'll be in the algorithm.
right now. They clearly have taken some feedback from the totem cycles and have made some tweaks to how planting is gonna work from that. So you pick your seed, you pick where you're planting it. It that's all very standard. That looks like anything you've done with the map asset. Now I do appreciate that when it shows you that, it's going to give you a full grown preview. So like it's once you actually plant it, it's not going to look like that. It's going to look like that once it's all grown up. But I like that you get to see that because when you are choosing where you plant it, you're going to want to be able to visualize that. So I like that they thought ahead for that. That's nice. Um and then yeah, once you actually confirm everything, sprouts appear. Cool. Cool. Um the keeping them alive, their health and well-being is what I was talking about in regards to how they've tweaked it from with the totems. So you have the health, which is maintained by feeding protum, which we're all familiar with. It doesn't say shit here about numbers though. So I don't know if that's going to be a game in and of itself like it was with totems or not.
The question is, how much are we going to have to handhold the plant? That's going to be the real
Well,
um, tipping point.
okay. So there's the information that is omitted here is what makes it all interesting to me and is what I need the most. So like I said with health, that's maintained by feeding protum to the plants. Fine, whatever. It doesn't say the numbers, and so that's where I say, is that going to matter? Are the numbers going to be different per seed? Is it going to be different per seed per climate? How's that going to play in? Is that going to play in? Are we going to be told? Are we going to have to figure it out? I don't know any of that. Then you
Also curious if putting the seeds, the plants on certain areas of the property are going to be more effective than other places. Like if you put it in the far
Mm.
corner, is that kind of like, how weeds tend to grow near the edges? Like is that
All
going to
right.
be better or worse where you plant to, or I don't know. It's just a
Okay.
lot.
Normally, I would show no faith in Upland here and say, "Come on, man, you know that's you're just dreaming." Except, except what you're describing there is like viability based on environmental factors like sunlight, like weather. And
They've
Upland
been
has
talking
said
about
do what?
that, right?
Upland has said they're
They've been
working on
talking about
weather.
weather lately. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
So if Upland follows through with an actual weather system, then yeah, that could totally make sense. I'd like to see that. We're definitely not version 1. That's not coming with phase 2. But on down the road, do what?
Will it be while Upland is in beta or 2.0?
Right, yeah, right. It'll be about phase 17, I'm pretty sure, is when we're gonna get that. Um, yeah. But anyway, so that's all right. So that's where you got. So that's the health. All right. Now, I don't know if we get that proton back like we do with totems.
Wolf Warner mentioned that troves will appear as you care for life. One question I have though is, do the troves actually help you care for life, or you just get troves when I'm taking care of life? Because then it sounds like then I have two, what is it, the word Tamagotchis that I have to manage. I have to manage now caring for life, the plants, and I need to attend to the tasks that my uppies and troves tell me I need to manage as well. That's now double dipping on how many chores I have to do managing these plants. And I don't know how to feel about that quite yet. If troves
Mm-hmm.
is a reward, but then I'm told, okay, I need to grab two fire
Mm-hmm.
extinguishers and or do all these different things, and I have to plant my plants. I don't know. Just saying.
Right. And well, and okay. So the way I'm reading it now,
Mhm.
we're gonna have to wait until everything actually happens and shakes out like we always do because
Yeah, this
who
is
knows.
just a
But
wild clue we
right.
have right
But the
now.
way that I'm reading it is,
Mhm.
you do a good job with your plants, right? Troves pop up on your property. For you or others, I don't know, but troves pop up on your property. All right. The reason that you're collecting the troves, as far as I know so far, is to befriend uppies. And I'm reading that as the Pokemon Catch 'em in the Wild version of what we previously did with our Uppy sale.
Okay.
So I don't think it's that you're going to have to constantly maintain troves to keep your Uppies happy. I think that it's how you catch them. Which would make the having to like focus on
The uppy
always
catcher.
do
Yeah.
what?
Okay.
Yeah.
The uppy catcher, essentially.
Yeah. So if you're like, all right, I'm done. I don't need to worry about troves anymore. Then like it won't become a deficit to you. You won't be like, oh
Sure.
shit, I don't have the troves to feed my huppy. He needs
Right.
that coffee. I don't know. That's that again, speculation.
Right.
That's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
We got well-being though for the plants. It's not just about health. Are they happy? Well-being improves when you pet your plants.
I find that hilarious.
Yeah, I'm just leaving that there a second to sink in. Well-being improves when you pet your plants. Because this article was written for Poison Ivy from Batman. I like seriously. Can you just man? Yes, good lavender. Yes, and you too, Pink Rose. Looking fine. Oh, I'm sorry, lawn grass. Don't feel neglected. Let me pet you too. I'll pet every single blade. fucking weird, man. It's a weird thing to think about. It's a weird thing to write out. It's a weird thing to.
It's even weirder to think about this on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, right?
Fucking funny.
Hello, my pet lilac.
Oh boy.
My cacti, how prickly you are. Don't talk to my bush like that. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I
But
will give Upland credit for this. I actually think the use of the verb pet is clever. I only say that because there are so many games out there that have some kind of, you know, you have to handhold your little thing that you have to take care of and feed every day.
mhm.
So this is not a new
Did we lose you? Might have.
some kind of novelty to the action that you don't hear about in other games. So I think they're trying to. I think it was kind of intentional, maybe that they're just trying to stand out from every other. Okay, you're just gonna feed Uncle Bob his milk, and
Mhm.
instead we're petting plants. Like you would never think of that. So I don't know. That's just my thought.
If the goal now, all right. If the goal is just to stand out and get people talking about it, well, I mean, all right, if no such thing as bad publicity, job done, I suppose. We are talking about it, so I can't exactly say it's a failure, but nothing's gonna stop it from being weird. Now Wolf Warner says his grandma talked to her plants, but he never saw her pet them. And no, I feel you there. I used to actually I grew pumpkins as a kid. And I used to sing to them. Those motherfuckers grew big as shit. Um, you know, take what you will from that. But of course, I was also really small. They might not have actually been that big. I might have just been tiny. Um, but they do, like, right after they say pet your plants, basically show they mean that as a metaphor. They say which
Mhm.
represents the everyday care they need, such as grooming, pruning, and maintaining proper conditions. Um, so yeah, my only thing here is that didn't they previously use nourishing as the verbiage for that? I feel like, but and it feels like it would make whatever. Maybe I'm getting too into that. Petting signals ongoing attention, helping the plant stay balanced and healthy. Strong well-being slows health decay, while poor well-being causes health to decline more quickly. So you maintain the health with protum, and you slow down its decay by keeping it happy. All right. Now here's where I start to get really confused. Feeding is the core action that keeps your plants healthy and growing, and you can feed plants in two ways. Now, the first one, sure, you're feeding a plant on the property. How does that work? Well, you tap the plant on your property. From there, you fucking feed it. Um, so there you go. Or you can uproot it. So that's interesting. I find it interesting that there's an option to uproot. I am curious if uprooting means that you would then just be replanting a seed, or if you would be replanting a sapling, or how that works. Or are you just destroying it? I don't know.
Just posted in the YouTube chat. I just found something. Chat GPT saying that plants actually do respond to touch.
Well, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
stigmomorphogenesis is what it's called.
Yeah, well, and
Interesting.
I know some plants did for sure. At least there's a plant at the local museum that we love. It's a bunch of tiny little leaves on both sides of a vine, and if you rub your finger lightly across the vine like a spine, as you move your finger, the leaves will come up to close.
It's kind of like the Venus flytrap
Yeah, except this one's
thing.
not trying to eat you.
Yeah.
Important distinction. Um. So yeah. Um right here, you're about to feed your maple tree. This will cost 25 protum. Proceed with feeding. So that suggests that, yeah. So you tap on it, you tap feed, and it tells you how much you're gonna feed it. So it looks like we're not even gonna be choosing how much we feed it. So that is gonna be a locked-in price. Yeah, yeah. So I get that feeding plants one by one. My problem is the feeding all plants globally. Because of this, I'm gonna come back to that. But right here, each plant type has its own feeding window, so players will naturally learn the timing and behavior of every species they choose to grow. The better you understand your plants, the stronger and healthier your gardens become. Option 2 of feeding is feeding all plants globally. If each plant type has its own window, doesn't that, like, feeding them all globally, you can't, right? Not within their windows.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And
That makes logic.
if you can't, then what's the point? Like, if you can't do it, then what's the point? Who's that for? I don't know. It just
Maybe
I
it's for someone who wants simplicity, and they'll tell you that you're going to lose you're going to get penalized to some extent. But if you still want a button to click to just do it anyway, you just accept it, and you still
okay,
get
okay.
maybe a half decent score.
Oh, no, no, no. If that's the intent, if it's
Convenient.
literally just a, like, here's the easy button, but it's gonna cost you
Yeah,
because it's not gonna be optimized,
right. It's good
that
enough if you
that's
want
great.
easy.
No, no, no. If that's
Yeah.
the intent, then that would be great, and I would actually implore Upland to just come out and say that. Because
Yeah.
I think that
Simple.
if they did, there's a lot of people that would say, "I've been fucking asking for that about goddamn time. Thank you." So I think that if that's the intent, they just need to be forward about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now
Yeah.
I'm just a little confused. Um, petting represents the small acts of maintenance it needs. Uh, Anybody can pet. Doesn't have to be you. So it's like feeding Protum. Long press the plant to pet it. The plant will move slightly to confirm it's been cared for. Alright. And in the future, troves. No real commitment to when this is gonna happen, though, is there? See if I missed it up top. Phase 2 is that moment. No. So, alright. Eventually.
At least we know it'll be before trailers in London 4. That's what we do know.
Yep, yep. We do know that. Alright, so we have a car rental place,
Mhm.
which I'm curious, are they gonna are we gonna get parking lots?
Specifically related to car rentals, or
Well, I mean, that would be cool too, but I'm thinking in general, like,
mm,
in that, in that you have, like, literally parking lots that are like paid parking, uh,
yeah,
and I'm thinking that would tie in with a lot of different service structures that you generally see a lot of people at, or a lot of cars around, like a commercial parking. Well, I say commercial, but you know what I'm saying. A real parking lot like that that you could put next to a DMV or something would be. I'm just thinking.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. We should.
But car rentals, cool. I wonder if we're gonna actually be able to rent cars for real. Is that a heads up? Hey guys, this is coming. Eh?
I could see that being a viable thing, especially for like racing.
That's
For
exactly what I'm thinking.
someone wants to
Hmm.
like race with a certain car for a season, then yeah, I'd gladly pay, X amount of Uppies, so I don't have to pay
Hmm.
a million or 2 million Uppies for something that I want.
Sure.
Uh,
We
so
we al- we also now we only have a proof of concept of this because they've only done the one city, but we do have a proof of concept of the car only transportation city. You can only get to South Lake Tahoe or whatever. You can only get there by car, right? So if they had some sort of exclusive thing happening in a car only city that caused that drive of people, and you also had a secondary economy for car rentals and not just purchases, it would be great to see the little booms and spikes we would see that would correlate to those two, because a lot of people that would normally
sure.
go, well, fuck that, I'm out, I'm not going to buy a car for this, I'll
Right.
rent one.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
And again, I can't say it enough. Upix Sync. Upix Sync. This could be another Upix Sync. Something for people to
Sure.
throw their Upix at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Large assisted living center. Whatever. That's something too where I've been thinking. Like I don't I think that the number of things that we're already getting in different size variations, I think we are going to start seeing a trickling down. I've already seen it go from a standard 4 per week to 3 per week. I think before long we're going to see that 3 go to 2 and then 1 and then it's going to be every other week and then once a month.
There's so many service structures. I don't even know. I'm amazed people are still buying them. To be honest.
Right. Well, that's kind of my point though. Like we had none for
Yeah.
so long, and then we've been
Mm-hmm.
having just boom, 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 and we are reaching a point now where you're right. A lot of people are. It feels like you're being inundated, and
Right.
that's also why I point out we have reached a level of size variation, which some people would borderline consider redundancy. And I could see that argument. But I, as long as they do start trickling down to a lower amount per week, I think that this is going to be good. If
Sure.
we just keep seeing it be the same amount and we're having the same conversation next year, maybe not.
Right. Makes sense.
Large courthouse. Courthouse is a courthouse. We got more construction vehicles, but well, I say more. We had another round of them. Congratulations to anybody that got one. / I'm sorry if you didn't. Um, has anyone figured a value of these service structures that could look like a mathematical figure, like a service units per dollar? Shit, I haven't, but honestly, that feels to me like the kind of thing that will shake out in the same way that we eventually got a shakeout like of all the numbers regarding totems of what the best times to feed and amounts and whatnot, and then that led to what they were worth in the secondary market. Um, I just don't think we're gonna really see anything like that until uh, and what I mean is like the service structures like we just got the thing where the vehicles actually boost the structures. We need all of the different mechanics that affect the score to be in place, and then we need that stability to or rather we need that to stay long enough to be considered stable before we start seeing things like what it's going to just be worth on the secondary market. Right now it's
Also,
too
in
subjective.
terms of the dollar, we still don't even know what the business model is of service structures, right? So, having a
Mm,
500 influence score, what is that going to do? You're going to get some Uppies at the end of the month, or you're going to get a bunch of extra troves that you then can resell, or like we don't know what the
exact
business model is yet. So we don't know how much the
it,
dollar value is,
it's
really.
gonna play into the uppies in some regard. I don't know exactly all the ways that it's going to, but
Right.
we do know that. And then you have all of these, which is like the more like dry business number side of things, but there's
Hmm.
that completely separate cosmetic people who are just here for the funsies of the game, and which I'm part of. And we're gonna get our stuff a little bit later on when we see the visual representations of the Uppies. And I predict that when we get to that point and the Uppies are actually in game walking around doing stuff, I predict that we see a new like upset in a lot of those prices, because I think that you're gonna see a lot of people going, "Ooh, I like that now." And Mitchell says that someone has a thing going in a Google Doc, but it doesn't have a dollar value. So, yeah. Alright. What was the modular structure with Arlington? Brawl? Yeah, no, that's a bra. What's it come? Oh, intimate apparel. Boutique. Okay. Sure. I mean, honestly, I would just say lingerie. But intimate apparel. Okay.
Somehow I don't associate Arlington, Texas with intimate apparel, but
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say.
I don't.
It's not really the way I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't think of Texas in general when well, that's not a conversation for now. Point is, that's cool that there's a there's a shop for that. That I didn't get it. I'm not getting the modular structures for North America.
Right.
And honestly, I'm not even sure where Arlington is.
It's somewhere on the map, on the over that way, up and that way in
Where,
Texas.
what,
Yeah.
is it in Kentucky? Whatever. And then we have robot cupids arriving for Valentine's Day. What? Oh, it's a
Yeah, I
Block
didn't pick
Explorer
up on
bundle.
that. Yep.
When was this today?
Yeah.
Is it going on
I believe
now?
so.
Well,
So if
sorry,
there's
if you
still
wanted one, they're all sold out.
Okay. I can live.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay myself. All right, these are kind of cute. These are I like these more than than a lot of the other Block Explorers I've seen over the last year.
It
I might
looks more detailed. It doesn't look as sloppy.
right. And I like the colors. I like the
Mhm.
shades of the colors that they have chosen and the way that they are highlighted. I might see about picking up one of these in the secondary market, maybe for Uppies. Those are cute. All right.
Mhm.
Well, whatever. Yeah. Robot Cupid Block Explorer. They're really going all in on the robot thing. They did the Robot Ledger thing, and now the Robot Cupid Block Explorers. What is it with the?
Uh, Are we trying to get closer to Roblox?
Oh God, I hope not. Oh God, please don't even put that in the ether. Of all the collaborations and partnerships, I don't want a Roblox one.
No.
Yeah. Mm. But it is Valentine's Day, and it is the metaverse, and so you have to wonder though, what is Valentine's Day in the metaverse? Are the Uppies going on dates with each other? Is it gonna? I mean, is when Upland is like really established, let's say it's a worldwide phenomenon and everyone's actually involved. Is there anything really going on in Upland for Valentine's Day, or does Valentine's Day stay a more real world thing?
I do believe there are some couples in Upland,
Hmm?
like maybe husband and wife who play Upland. I'm curious if anybody's actually gone from Upland to real life dating to
Mm-hmm.
one of those types of stories. That would be interesting to see, but I don't think there's been any yet. Other than that, yeah, it's just I guess virtual Uppies doing their, behind the scenes work, whatever that is.
Yeah.
There's hotels in Upland now, so.
But I mean, you have other holidays where like what are we gonna see the Uppies doing for St. Patrick's Day? What about? I just wonder.
This is where all the animations will be so
Yeah.
enjoyable once we have this animation. This is why, like the chat's even talking about 2D and 3D world. We want to see 4D where there's motion, as well. We want to see get to the point where, okay, I open up and oh, surprise, there's something else going on. What's going on there? It's not just looking at the 3D map. I want
Mm-hmm.
to see some random movement that I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Um, oh, and then I find out it's the Valentine's or it's some Saturday festival or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. But I just yeah. I think that there's going to be a lot more over the years if assuming Upland sticks around and everything develops the way it's supposed to, we end up getting back some semblance of a 3D experience that we lost at our cafes and our theaters, and we start moving towards a more immersive environment. I think that there's going to be a lot of hope for allowing for socializing for holiday type activities, and that's what I'd like to see. I think even if Upland doesn't, if they just allow for like player developers to, Layer 2 will. I'm still hoping that blows up at some point. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah. Well, that's everything I know of that's like happened and stuff. Um, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call that for this week. Once again, well, it's no longer actually, at least for me, it's past midnight, so it's no longer Valentine's Day for me, but it may be for you, so a happy Valentine's Day out there to everyone. But we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to thank my co-host Cernus, as well as all of you fine people that are joining us live, and you other fine people that are watching us later. Be safe, everyone. I'll catch you crazy cats and kittens on the flip side. Later, taters.
Articles, rumors, and hoods, giving away more than we should. Contests, debates, hot takes, every week till something breaks. Minting every city, collecting blue squares, praying to the gods that they'll be ultra rares. Racing, shopping, hunting, damn, there's lots to do. We'll cover everything we can on the Clue Crew. Think that there's too much to track? Well, we do too. Feeling lost or overwhelmed, we're here for you. So if you're here for the scoop, remember y'all, he's not your mother, not your lawyer, just a dog.